KLX300SM versus the Dual Sport is, of course, smaller 17-inch wheels, street tire, and then they've also updated the suspension, so it feels a bit stiffer.
It's everything from back highway roads to an OHV park. Had a lot of fun with the 300. Kind of feels like a sweet spot in the bike, and it was nice out on the trails. It has a lot of torque, low down in the rev range.
Yeah, we had a good time earlier in the day riding the Supermoto version on the street. We went up to some back roads, and the bike really shines back there. It is so much fun back there. One thing about the KLX300, it's a really good looking motorcycle. It's a motorcycle that you'll feel good being on.
One thing I started thinking, I was like, man, this engine is super smooth. And I think it is really smooth, but I think the narrower handlebar as well as the big rubber inserts on the foot pegs make a big difference. Like, you really don't feel any vibrations through that.
We got off on some nice tight paved back roads, some bumpy sections, gotten some gravelly paved back roads. Then we were off on the gravel dirt roads.
The bigger the rocks, the happier the bike was, and the happier I was.
So I had a lot of confidence on the street that if I had a situation where I had to panic brake and stop really fast, the bike was up to the task. And that also translates really well to the track, because there's a lot of instances where you're doing hard braking on the track, and so you're really going to enjoy that extra stopping power that the KLX300SM can deliver.
KLX300, it's a really comfortable bike. On the road, it soaks up all the imperfections.
Kawasaki did a really good job setting up the suspension as far as firmness. It's definitely, I wouldn't say overly stiff, but it's not overly soft. They did a really good job of finding that happy medium.
You're going from large off-road oriented wheels that kind of subdue the handling a little bit, and then with these smaller wheels, it just perks everything up and makes it a very light, throwable, you can just chuck the bike around and have fun.
I just kept leaning the bike more and more and more and pushing it into the corner more and more and more. The front end was sticking, everything was solid. There wasn't any slipping, there wasn't any sliding, there wasn't any upset. It was impressive.
You have fuel injection that is very crisp, clean, and precise. There's no hiccups, no sharpness. It is very user-friendly.
And I actually had some confidence to just drop the clutch and just honk on the throttle and let it do its thing. On other motocross bikes, that could be a scary situation.
The bike handles really, really great. It's a really quick steering bike. And again, coming out to a kart track is a perfect place to get to really test that out. But on the street too, it's just a really nimble, easy motorcycle. It feels super light.
From the roads this morning, I really enjoyed the bike and I liked it a lot. But when we got to the kart track, I went from like to love. So I really got to push the bike.
But this bike, again, is so approachable that you could go ahead and start learning how to throw roost and, keep progressing as a rider.
KLX300SM is a great package and a great value. And whether you're an entry-level rider, novice, beginner, intermediate, expert, you can have a lot of fun on this thing, especially at a kart track like this and out in the street in the canyons. What do you get for $5,599? And with the camo version, $5,799, a very competent bike.
It just has the looks, the price, and the performance that most folks are going to be looking for.
It's really amazing the kind of cool things we can get for $6,000 these days, and definitely the KLX300 Supermoto is one of them. The fact that you can do so many things with this bike, whether it's going out on a long trip, using it for commuting, I think that just bumping it up from that 250cc up to the 300 made a huge difference in terms of the versatility of the bike.
It's always a blast to get out and ride bikes with your friends, and bikes like these, it's always going to be a good time.
What a fantastic day. I mean, the weather was great, the people were great, the bikes were even greater. I don't really know how much more fun could be had. The bikes were perfect.